Welcome to the Roost. I jumped into my creative world, and this is what I'm faced with. But today I'm going to try another creative thing with TTRPG maps. I have built out a map that is like an actual building with a couple different levels, and now I want to build out a battle map that is a single level but has a little bit more texture to it. I built out a world in a kitsune garden, and this is the flattest area that I could find in this world right now. So I'm going to start clearing some things out and rebuilding a little scenic garden area based off of a map that I had already kind of created and actually have played on, used for my players. So let's just get right into it. I go back and forth on whether I prefer to start with terrain or flatland for a build. If I'm going to be adding a lot of height or other terrain, having a head start is great, but in this case, flatland would have been much easier, and terraforming so I could start building the actual garden was the longest part of this build. Once I had enough flatland to start with, then I started working on a doorway. My initial thought was to make a sort of spiderweb looking woven portal door without actually building another portal. I've seen people do some cool stuff with leads as hanging decoration and even weaving them into really cool artistic windows, but it requires a little more time and skill and research that I did not have the patience to do. The main feature of the garden is this little pond, which I absolutely adore. I did put an axolotl in there because I thought that would fit really perfectly with a kitsune magical garden, but it unfortunately did not make it. The frogs did survive, and I also really just love the drip leaf and the mossy cobble that I used here in the walls. I then built out the rest of the path and added in the colorful garden aspects, some magical amethyst, lots of pink cherry trees, and tons of flowers all around. I lit the whole thing with these neat green oxidized lanterns, and overall, I really like this build in general. Although the TTRPG map I based it off of was a lot more expansive, I can pretty easily see a battle taking place here, with the trees and retaining walls of the pond as cover, stealthing through the tall grass and flowers, and even jumping down out of the branches of the trees to ambush someone on the path. I think overall this build took me about an hour, so given the fact that the map I think took me about the same amount of time, I'm liking the fact that I can build my TTRPG maps and kind of flesh them out in a 3D vision in Minecraft. So this is my little garden, my little pond, and my little D&D battle map. Pond was really the biggest piece of it. I wanted to see if I could get this like rocky ledge. So the only other thing I could maybe do is like put like a portal behind it, but it would be pretty clear that there was a portal behind it with the obsidian because the gate is pretty. I just punched my flowers. It's fine. But as the sun sets, so does the sun set on this episode. Catch you in the next one.